If you've been thinking of getting the Amex Platinum card, I highly recommend it, and let me tell you why. Are you planning a big vacation this year? Or do you at least go on one big vacation per year? If you answered yes to these questions, then I would say the Amex Platinum card is well worth your money. Everyone knows the Amex Platinum does have quite a hefty annual fee. So I know a lot of people think through whether it's going to be worth it to them. And I definitely thought through and weighed my pros and cons before getting the card as well. However, a thing that can make your decision much easier is if you said yes to one of those questions, most likely the card is going to pay for itself within that one trip. At least it did for me. So let me give you an example. So I got my Amex Platinum card last year, and I just happened to get it a couple months before I started planning for my trip to Hawaii. And my family and I, we went to Maui and we stayed there. And through the Amex portal, I booked a stay at the Fairmont Keilani in Wailea, Maui. So for our stay for 4 nights for 3 people, it cost us $2,465, including taxes and fees, which is honestly not cheap, but not bad. And through the Amex portal at the time, I think there was a sale going on or a special going on where the hotel was about $400 to $500 per night instead of what it normally was priced at. If you ChatGPT what it would have been during that time when I went, and I went in October of 2025, it says anywhere from like $800 to $1,200 per night. I also looked at the actual Fairmont Keilani website to look up what the price of the room we stayed in would be for the exact nights this coming year in October, and it comes out to $4,090 for 4 nights, including taxes and fees. So that's $1,500 of difference that I saved. Also, Fairmont Keilani is part of the Fine Hotels and Resorts list on the Amex portal. So if you book through the portal, you get 12 p.m. check-in, you get a room upgrade, you get daily breakfast for 2, and you get $100 food and beverage credit to use during your stay, complimentary Wi-Fi, and a guaranteed 4 p.m. checkout. So let me go through what the values of that comes out to be. So for the free breakfast for 2, there is an amazing breakfast at the Fairmont Keilani, but it is pretty expensive. So for when you go down for breakfast, even though you get the free breakfast, they'll actually give you a receipt so you can look at the price and sign your name. And then it's comped by the hotel or by Amex. So for the 2 breakfast pack, it comes out to $144.80. So the food is $118, so each meal is about $60, and then there is an automatic 18% tip that's added on, and that is comped every day if you book through the Amex portal. So it's 144 times 4, which ends up being $576 over the 4 days. You also get the extra $100 credit to spend on any of the, or most of the restaurants. I think there was one restaurant that didn't qualify for that spend at the Fairmont Keilani, but all the other ones did. And then there is a convenience store type area at the Fairmont Keilani where you could spend those credits as well. There are some hotels where you can also use it at the spa. I did not specifically ask because I did not use the spa there, but that might be an option. So another $100. So that comes out to $676 that you're getting from credits alone. And then there's also 4 p.m. checkout, which is nice because I had an evening flight around 6 o'clock. And I know a lot of people have evening checkouts when they go to Maui because I've seen a lot of people inquire about what they should do if they have an early checkout at their hotel and what to do for the rest of the day. And I noticed that a lot of people will actually either book a whole nother night at the hotel or book a resort pass and just stay at a hotel for the daytime before they leave. And I thankfully didn't have to spend extra money on doing that because I had a 4 p.m. checkout. So I just hung out along the beach and swimming pool areas until I had to leave for the airport. So in total, how much did I save? So the hotel stay estimated to be about $4,000. The amount we paid was rounded up to $2,500, which the difference is $1,500, plus the $676 that I saved on breakfast, and the $100 credit comes out to $2,176, which is huge. On top of the $2,176 that I saved on the hotel and all the credits I got at the hotel, I also got the hotel credit back from the Amex card. And I had my card from last year, so it was the 200 credit per year at the time. So I got the $200 credit back. I know now it's $600 divided by 2 over the year, but last year it was the 200, so I got that. So with the hotel credit plus all that I had already saved with booking the hotel and the credits, it came out to $23.76. $23.76. Just from having this card instead of before I had this card. And let's say I paid the annual fee this year, because that's a little bit higher. So let's say minus $895, which is the annual fee of the current Amex credit card. It still goes down to $1481. So that trip alone, and paying for that trip with the Amex Platinum card alone, saved me $1,000 to $2,000. And it, even after it paying for the card itself, I saved $1,400. So the amount I saved by just booking my trip through a Amex Platinum card was huge. And that is not something that I thought of before I got the card or I expected going into planning this trip. So I would say that even if you don't feel like you're in a place where the annual fee is a very comfortable amount to spend, which is totally understandable, if you are planning a decently big trip or a longer trip or a trip at a fancier hotel where you know it's going to be a higher spend, then you might want to look into if any of the benefits of the Platinum card apply and if any of the hotels you are trying to stay at are within the partnership of the Amex Platinum card, because you might end up spending way less with the card and get additional benefits than you would if you just book it on your own without the Platinum card. So something to think about, something that could in the long run save you some money that year. And it is a little bit of an easier way to go about whether you think the Amex Platinum card is worth it for you that year. So I hope this was helpful, and spend responsibly. But if you do get the card, I hope it brings you a lot of good memories and it brings you some benefits that you are able to enjoy.